Hey, Grant Cardone here, and just getting ready to leave my home for my office, which is about 2 miles from here. And I was thinking this morning as I made a cup of Java with a bunch of foam on it. That's how I drink my coffee. I was thinking about the importance of changing, like controlling what you're saying to yourself. I remember years ago, I forget what the book was. I guess I was 17, 18 years old, and really aware that I had become, I had been raised in an environment I shouldn't, couldn't, don't, be careful, warnings, watch yourself, don't do that. Lots of don'ts, man, lots of don'ts. And I had this language instilled in my mind. It's like, why do you speak whatever language, your primary language? My kids were brought up speaking English, and I worry about that because they speak the language that I speak, right? And they don't then speak or get introduced to Mandarin or Spanish or the others. So we're doing that for them. And I'm making this video today for you because I know that one of the key things, one of the things that's made me successful in my life is making it a priority to control my thoughts. Like, what am I thinking about? Like, literally putting discipline in on how I talk to myself. And so I don't want this to sound all psychobabble stuff. It's not like, oh, if you just stand in the mirror and talk to yourself and say positive things, everything's going to be all right. That's not true. But it is true that, and if you don't know who I am, maybe you just running into my YouTube channel for the first time. I've written, I own 4 companies, written 7 books, 13 business programs, worked with some of the largest companies in the world. They bring me in to work with their sales team. I've worked with thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs and small businesses to grow their business, help grow their business. In that process of doing this for the last 25 or 30 years and making a lot of mistakes and meeting a lot of people and working on myself. I mean, really this whole time since I was a kid, I've been working on myself. I wanted to do better. And so I ran into this book, and I don't know why, I don't even know the title of the book. It was about how you talk to yourself. And the book really just talked about what are you saying to yourself every day, I didn't even read the whole book. I didn't love the book, but it did get me thinking about what am I saying to myself? And there was a lot of, over my lifetime, there was a lot of, I can't do that. I'm scared to do that. I don't want to do that. That's not for me to do. I remember the first job, the first big breakthrough I had in my life, I had told myself for 7 years that I couldn't do that. So I know, and I don't exactly understand how this works, but I remember being a kid riding a bicycle, and there was a crack. There was a crack between the sidewalk and the grass, and they would edge it in Louisiana with this big, heavy, thick, I think it was Augustine grass, and they would edge the grass, so there was a nice clean break between the sidewalk and the grass. And I would think to myself, don't let your tire go into that. Don't let your tire go in that. Don't let your tire go in that. Don't let your tire go in that. And sure enough, so much attention went to that little crack, or I think that's what happened. Hey, I'm not sure of that. I know the ideal situation would be to literally get rid of all the negative, automatic, negative, out of control thinking that anybody has. I got to get people to like me. That's a negative comment. I don't have to get people to like me. People either like me or they don't. I need to lose weight. Okay, well, maybe I do, but am I also saying that I'm fat? Am I also saying that I don't like my weight right now? Because if I'm saying that, I'm broke. I can't spend that money. I look at a steak, oh my God, that's a lot of money. Be careful what you say to yourself, okay? Because if you're saying a $30 steak is a lot of money, or a $4 toy is a lot of money when your kid wants a $4 toy, listen to what you're saying. That's a lot of money. Dude, if $4 is a lot of money, okay, on my worst day, $4 has not been a lot of money, even though, okay, I've been at periods in my life where I didn't have $4. So I'm talking to you today about how do you control, how do you discipline, how do you start monitoring what you're saying to yourself? I can't find the right girl. Can't find the right guy. There's no good guys left in this town. All men are pigs. Women cheat on their men. Marriage is hard. Having kids is difficult. I don't want to pay taxes. You know, I can't help myself. I can't stop. I can't trust myself. I never do what I say. I procrastinate. I'm an introvert. I'm broke. I'm poor. I got too much debt. Guy's got $80,000 worth of debt. He's like, I got too much debt. I'm like, dude, you don't have too much debt. You don't have enough income. Okay, I mean, let's just at least identify the right problem here. If you're going to talk nonsense, you live on a planet with trillions and trillions of dollars, and you got $80,000 worth of debt. That's the biggest problem you got. Now, if you had $80 million worth of debt or $800 million worth of debt, that would be a significant issue, right? So, look, what are you saying to yourself all the time? The first thing I did was I took a little journal out, and I just wrote down all the negative things I say to myself. By the way, I just gave you the list, okay? I can't spend money. I can't save enough money. I don't make enough money, okay? I don't know how to invest in the stock market. I can't invest in real estate. I don't have time to do this. You know, the time thing, people just kill themselves with the time thing. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. Guess what? Oops. You don't have enough time. You don't have time. You don't have money. So, look, if you're running into me for the first time, you're saying, like, you're like, who is this dude? So you can Google me and find out who I am, all right? I own 4 companies. Those companies, and keep in mind, I grew up in a household where my dad went to work every day, and I think his best year was 50 grand. I started 4 little companies from scratch. Took me a lot longer than it should have. Those companies will do $100 million this year, maybe more, maybe a little more, tad more, maybe 12 more. And, you know, I got 2 books in the works. I got a TV show in the works. I work with guys like people you see on TV every day. I do business with these guys. Now, I grew up in a little town, Lake Charles, Louisiana, 40,000 people, man. I didn't know anybody. I wasn't on a plane. My first plane I was 29 years old, first time I ever got on a plane. So look, if I can do this, you can do this, but it's gonna be hard if you don't change your mind. You gotta change the way you think. And the way to change the way you think, ultimately there's 2 ways, okay? I mean, there's probably 3 or 4 ways, but first of all, the one way is to start discipline yourself. Catch yourself every time you say, I don't have time, say, hey, I create time. Every time you say, I don't have money, I create money. Or maybe just start literally like talking to yourself that, hey, I am a millionaire. I am a multimillionaire. I own, if you're in the apartment game and you want to be in apartments, but you don't know anything about apartments, you can start literally talking to yourself saying, I am worth, or I own 100 units. I did this for years before I ever bought an apartment. I used to write down, I own 20 apartments that earns 12% cash flow. Over and over, I bet I wrote this down 1,000 times. I own 20 apartments. My first deal was 38 units. I own 20 apartments or more. And I write it in any little journal, any piece of paper, any legal pad. We created this little planner where you can actually write down your affirmations, your goals, your postulates, your future. You can write it down each morning and at night. I don't know if I have one around here. It's in my bedroom and my wife is sleeping right now. Might have one around here somewhere. Let me just see. Hang on. I know I got one around here somewhere. Here it is. This is a 10X planner, and the first thing on every page, there's no date on the page. I don't put dates on my page because I don't care about the date. But you see like that right there? It says 1,000 people on my online, my corporate program. Okay? Well, that was written. I got to change that. Okay, here's 10,000 apartments, $4 billion in real estate, $1 billion in cash liquid equity in the real estate, $250 million in cash, $1 billion in real estate. Okay, on this one I changed these. See, so what I'm doing is I'm I'm basically sculpting, if you will, okay, like that art in the background. So this dude Orlando sculpted that. That art is actually raised on the canvas. I'm sculpting my thoughts. I'm enforcing a bit of control and discipline on what I'm training myself to start thinking about. You know, people say, you are the influence of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I'm like, I mean, I don't know, maybe that's true. But yesterday I spent most of my time with a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. I spent all day with my kids. So if I'm the influence of those kids, today I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna spend most of my day with 55 people that are not all quite sure about what they're doing, where they're going, or their money or their future or their goals or whatever. So I don't know if that whole thing is true about I am the influence. I know this, I am the influence. I am the outcome of the 5 things I do most often. And the 5 things I'm going to do most often have a lot to do with what I'm thinking about every day. You know, I got this Executive Controller magazine. It's got all these beautiful jets. I'm not buying a jet right now. I own one already, but I'm not looking at this because it's a hobby. I look at this to make my mind fertile. Okay, I keep beautiful things around me. I look at big houses on the weekends. You know why? Because I need to train my mind. I need to change until I can get rid of the freaking garbage in the dump that has been dumped in by others on purpose or you know, with malicious intent or because they didn't know what they were doing. Unconsciously, they just said dumb things. You know, my mom used to say everything was expensive. Everything. It doesn't matter whether it was $1.29 or $129. Oh my God, I can't believe that, Grant. Can you believe how much you're selling that for? Okay. I remember, you know, I had an uncle, man. Everything. You had to negotiate everything down to pennies. Okay. Why? Why, man? Why you grinding every deal out? Because he believed the way to get rich was to grind out the pennies. A penny saved is a penny earned. That's what everybody says, right? Listen to the mentality. A penny saved is a penny earned. Hey, check it out. A penny is a penny. Okay? So I'm looking at these planes, these jets in here, man, heavy jets. I don't even look at the little ones anymore. My little daughter saw this plane. When we were buying my jet. I showed her this one. I said, baby, I showed her the one I'm getting. I said, I'm getting this one. I'm getting the Gulfstream. She had already seen it. I said, I'm gonna get you this one. It was like red, and she started crying. Oh my God, don't give me that. It was a joke, right? So, you know, I want my kids thinking big, don't you? I don't tell my kids to be careful. I tell my kids to be dangerous. I tell my kids to meet strangers. Strangers have everything you want, okay? I don't tell them, don't talk to strangers. I tell my kids, you can have anything you want. You have to work for it. You got to earn it, okay? And even if I give it to you, you're going to have to protect it and keep it. Your job is to multiply in life. So, what are you getting out of this? Why am I talking to you? Why haven't we met yet? Why don't me and you hang out together, okay? Okay, when I want to help you, okay? I want to help you. It is my goal. I told my mom when I was 16 years old, I made a decision. I'm going to help a lot of people because nobody helped me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to help people. I'm going to help a lot of people. I'm going to be a dad or an uncle or a brother or a mentor to a lot of people. Now, I can't be with you every day. I'm going to go there, and I got 4 companies. I'm spinning plates. I stopped to do this video today. As soon as I walk in my office, I got a coaching session at 10, one at 10:30, one at 11, one at 11:30, a show at 12, and another coaching session at 1, and another one at 2 o'clock. And then I got calls today with Damon John, an executive producer. I'm on a plane tomorrow to fly to Los Angeles, and do 2 meetings, and then come back home and do a charity event this weekend. I don't say I don't have enough time, okay? I don't say I have enough time. And I still say negative things to myself. But one thing I would challenge you to do today, look, you can check out the planner, or you can get a legal pad, okay? This is a 10X. This is about 10X in your life. This whole 10X thing, if you've heard about it, seen it, maybe you saw one of my ads online or something, is about expanding your life, okay? The think, your life, your problems, even your problems, making them freaking massive, okay? Get some big ass massive problems, man. They're more fun than little problems. I mean, if you're gonna have a big problem, have a $30 million problem. I got one of those right now, by the way. So, see, when the problems get big enough, you're like, you know, I think I'm willing to fight over this deal. There's 30 million bucks. I think I could have a little rumble tumble. I don't mind a black eye or broken jaw over 30 million. I don't want a cracked eye over $3 grand. You understand? So change the way you think. So the first thing I want you to do is this. Okay, just try this. Get anything. Every time you say something negative, write down. I need to lose weight. Okay, that's good. That's good. But you know, if you're running a race, you don't say I need to finish the race. You're looking for you got to run, right? You got to run, you got to move, you got to keep moving your feet. So, I mean, you can sit there and say, I got to finish this race. But the truth is, if you need to lose weight, man, just once you pick your target weight and start affirming that I weigh 165 pounds. I weigh 165 pounds. So just switch it a little bit, right? All you're trying to do is discipline. You're trying to move the river. So if you're broke right now, quit saying I am broke and start saying what you want. Where are you going? You know, as long as I was riding that bike and I knew where I was going, as long as I had my attention on jumping the curb, I didn't go into to that edge. You can't find the right woman? Man, I had that problem for years, okay? I couldn't stay in a relationship. I kept saying, I went and saw all these therapists and they're like, well, you're a this and you're a that and you have commitment phobia and you're an ADD and you're an ODD and you're a freaking can't stay committed and you're a playboy. And I'm like, wow, people are so negative. I was just having fun. I was having a blast, man. I remember I was 8 years old, went and saw James Bond. Goldfinger was the movie. My grandfather was sitting next to me. My dad was sitting on the other side, okay? James Bond, dude, he was with everybody. He was a playboy. He had the money. He had the weapons. He had the cars. He got the girls, did whatever the hell he wanted, man. He could tell authority, F you, get out of here, right? I look over, my grandfather's peeled off a roll. Okay, I'm talking a roll. Okay, I mean a roll, probably that many. And he's counting it in the middle of the movie because that's what he did. He was counting his money. All I remember is, I want to be a player. I want to be James Bond. Okay, I want to get the girl. I want to be in every port. I want to travel. I want the fancy cars. I want to build a buck authority, right? I want to do it my way. I want to win. I want to take down the bad guy. And sure enough, you know what happened? I watch movies about that, a lot of them. And sure enough, what happened was by the time I was, I guess, 35 years old, I couldn't stay in a relationship because I had made a decision to be a playboy. And then I acted on that decision. And so I kept saying, I can't find a good girl, I can't find a good girl, I can't find the right girl, I can't find the right girl. I wanted to be a husband. From the age of 35 to 45, I wanted to find my wife. I couldn't. I had to change my mind. Okay, there's 3 billion women on this planet. I couldn't find one. Couldn't find one. Look at the one I got now. So, man, I got the right wife. I got the right kids. I got 4 businesses that work for me. I don't work for them. I go in when I please. They all make money. Okay, the problems I have are good problems, not bad problems. I was a drug addict when I was 25. A drug addict every day. Eating pills, smoking weed, putting stuff in my face every day, hanging around people. You see this scar right here? You see this scar? I don't know if you can see it right here. No, it's right there. It's right there. You see that scar right there? Look, right there. There's another one over this eye. There's another one over that eye, under both these eyes. Okay, over my mouth right here. You can't even see inside my head, my top of my head. 76 stitches put in my head and face. 45 caliber guy came in, banged me right here. I broke a plate in his face. He broke into my house. Came in there, beat me up. Okay, took that 45 caliber, rammed it in there, banged on the back of both my arms, got on top of me, slammed both my arms so I couldn't use them, and they just started pistol whipping me. Hanging out with the wrong people, man. Trying to be a gangster. Trying to be James Bond. Trying to fulfill my prophecy. Well, let me tell you what my prophecy is now. My job is to help people. My mission is to help people. I got a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. I'm selfishly helping people. I do all these YouTube videos to help people, okay? And the reason why, I'm doing it selfishly. I'm just going to tell you the truth right now. I'm doing it selfishly because 2 reasons. One, I want my kids, when they travel around the world, I want you to come up to them one day and say, man, I used to listen to your pops all the time, dude. Your pops helped me so much. So, because I believe this, friends are worth more than money. My kids have friends everywhere, no matter what happens on this planet. When you got a friend, when you got a house to go to, when you got somebody to put an arm around you, you're good. Number 2, second reason I'm doing this is I think I'm coming back. I'm coming back, okay? When I come back, I'm coming back with friends everywhere, right? People be like, dude, I recognize you. I'm not gonna look like this next time, right? But, you know, people be like, I think I know you. I feel good around you, right? Because I got 4,000 videos on this YouTube channel. Specific content, money, finance. Those are different things. Real estate. How to find the girl you want. How to keep the marriage hot, exciting, fun, okay? What to do with money. How to make it. How to multiply it, okay? How to invest it. I have videos here on sales, marketing, promotion, social media, how to become a celebrity in your space, how to write a book, how to get a job, okay? You know, I only teach people how to do things that I know how to do and I've done. How to become a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, 100 hectamillionaire. I do not have a book yet or a program on how to become a billionaire because I haven't done that yet, but everything up to that point I have done. How to buy a jet, why buy a jet, okay? Why would anybody buy a jet? How to beat the IRS. How to beat the IRS, how to not pay the IRS. There's a way to do that. All that video content's here, 3,800 videos, it'll probably be 4,000 videos by the time you see this. Look, I just want to help people, okay? I'm sharing my content. When I was 16 years old, I told my mom, I'm gonna be somebody one day, and when I do, I'm gonna help a lot of people. Why? Because nobody was helping me. So, second thing, I'm gonna go back. Remember 2 things? 2 things you can do to take care of your mind. Start controlling. When you say, God, I hate myself. I love myself, right? That's not going to get rid of you hating yourself, by the way. But it starts putting a little bit of discipline. Second thing is, if you want to permanently get rid of the negative parts in your mind, send me an email to help@grantcardone.com and put in mind, M-I-N-D, okay? I'm gonna turn you on to something I did. I'm not gonna go into it here. It's just too deep, it's too much, it's too heavy, it's too simple, frankly, for anybody to even get. Because most people believe they're stuck with their thinking. Like it's yours permanently and you gotta push and shove and you gotta discipline yourself every day. What if you could just get rid of it? Okay, I'm not talking about hypnosis. I'm not talking about, drugs, doing mushrooms. I heard a guy the other day talking about how he experimented with mushrooms to make himself brighter. Another guy put peppermint in his ears to make him smarter. I'm like, dude, you guys gotta be kidding. Okay, come on. Come on, man, come on, really? If you have to take something to make you smarter, look, get rid of whatever's making you dumber. Just get rid of it. You shouldn't have to add something. You should not have to add something to make you smarter. You should not have to add something to make you faster. You should remove whatever is slowing you down. So if you're interested in that, send me an email to help@grantcardone.com, help@grantcardone.com, and put in the subject line, mind. Until then, my office is calling me. That's why this video interrupted for a second. But until then, they're like, get over here, get over here. Until then, okay, what I want you to do is start writing down every day, okay? Every day I want you to start writing down where you're going,
where you're going, what you're gonna do, how big it's gonna be, how you're gonna look, how you're gonna feel, how much money you're gonna have, how much real estate do you own, where do you live, how do the kids do, where do you take your vacations? Write it down in a positive tense. The other thing, and I wanna give this to you, okay? Hit the link, they'll put a link in the video, and I gotta rush off to my office. I wanna give you this book, the Millionaire Booklet, okay? The first thing I want you to change your mind about, we're gonna get control of, is your finances. Because if you can control your finances, if you can start winning in one area, when I started winning with my money, I started winning with my weight. When I started winning with my money, I started winning with the women. When I started winning with my money, I started learning all the other things I needed to do to make sure I could take care of my money, and so I can multiply the money. You know, there's three things about money that people don't know, and I'm gonna let you go. One, they don't know how to make it. Two, they don't know how to keep it. And three, they don't know how to multiply it. Why? Because your family dumped a bunch of garbage in your head, in your mind. That's a lot of money. That's ridiculous. Save your money, boy. Save your money, boy. Save your money. Buy a house. The things you were told to do with money is why you don't have money. There's a shortage of money on this planet, son. Money don't grow on trees, okay? You think we own the electric company? I mean, it's endless amounts of financial illiteracy that has been literally dumped into your space. See, it'd be like having all the wrong data. Okay, if we get rid of the data, and I'm gonna get rid of the data, this is 44 pages, I'm just gonna show you the way you need to think about money and exactly what you need to do to have it. It doesn't have to be a volume this big. It's not complicated, folks, okay? It's not complicated. You wanna get rich? I got rich. You wanna get rich? You can, okay? There's nothing and no one stopping you from doing that, but the information in your head. Hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe to my channel. Like this, and please do me a favor, comment. If you have any questions, throw them in comments. People keep calling me. Throw them in comments. I look forward to them. Be great, okay? Let's change your mind.